understand how to become a digital marketer. So, well, in order to become a successful digital marketer, you need to possess some desired skill sets. Some of the top skills that you need to have in order to bag a role of digital marketer are specific marketing channel expertise, should have worked on a marketing campaign, ability to execute and analyze marketing campaign, should have the basic knowledge of WordPress, the working of it, and also should be able to sell the product. And the most important thing is you should always be updated with the latest technology trends. Okay. So this is exactly how you can start your quest to become a successful digital marketer.
So the agenda for today's session is basically, why do you need search engine optimization? What exactly is search engine optimization? Types of SEO. How does search engines work? Tactics and methods. How to optimize keywords as well as titles. Some tools that most digital marketers use and guidelines. So let's get started. My name is Deepa Vasudevan. I'm a marketing professional with more than 20 years in different aspects of marketing, including brand and communication, marketing analytics, product marketing, and digital marketing. My digital marketing and digital media experience spans more than 13 years, and I have worked across SEO, SEM, content marketing, campaign operations, analytics, monetization, and social media. Now, to start with, technically speaking, digital marketing is any marketing activity using electronic devices. However, today, digital marketing is synonymous with the online internet marketing. Let me talk to you a bit about the current global scenario. There is a significant development that's happening right now. COVID-19 is changing consumer behavior and therefore marketing. Wherever consumer behavior has shifted, marketing spends or marketing efforts have adjusted in response. As confinement measures were introduced around the world, out of home, what we normally call as OOH, and cinema advertising have shrank almost instantly. Print advertising has also fallen. Many of you would have noticed that. Meanwhile, in-home media usage has gone up, TV viewership has climbed, but digital consumption has increased even more. Use of social media platforms and streaming services have risen almost everywhere. Gaming has also grown dramatically. Now, marketers have adapted by following consumers, which means prioritizing digital marketing. So, digital marketing is expected to grow in the future as well. And SEO, or search engine optimization, is one of the most important aspects of digital marketing. Almost all brands, irrespective of the domain or category, need SEO. As a marketer or a digital marketing specialist, one is expected to know, understand, and implement SEO. So let's get started with, why do we need SEO? A huge percentage of content, product, and brand discovery originates in search. If you are a brand owner, regardless of what your business offers, your target audience is likely searching for products or services similar to yours on search engines. If you want to attract them to your site, you need search engine optimization. So having good SEO improves the user experience and eventually the website traffic. SEO is a critical source of traffic for websites. Let us search for something today. Let's search for furnitures. Okay, so you see the results page. On the left side, you see maps. You also see local results. Somehow, the search engine has figured out that I am probably looking at buying furnitures close to my house, and hence it has shown me local results. Now, on the right side, you would see images, titles, as well as prices and where you can find them. These are ads. These are Google's shopping ads, and they are part of Google Ads program. You come down further, this is where the search result actually starts. the SEO or the search optimized pages start. Now, Google's algorithm has been constantly evolving. Now it captures your location and also at times your intent. So why is SEO important? One, good SEO helps in getting your pages ranked high on a search engine result page, just like what we see here, hometown.in, right? And SEO is organic in nature. Now, the biggest advantage of SEO is that it does not involve paying for the listing on the search result page. The ultimate purpose of achieving high rankings is simple: to attract more traffic to your own site, and ideally to convert that traffic into leads and finally into paying customers. When you look at your site statistics or web analytics on a tool like Google Analytics, you can see how and where your traffic is coming from. You would have heard the term organic search. Now, SEO is aimed at increasing your organic search. Now, the other search you would at times hear about is paid search, like the shopping ads you just saw. The other advantage of SEO is that it offers a good user experience. Many of the search algorithm updates focus on making sure that users are directed to sites that not only provide relevant content, but also a great user experience. These include technical factors like mobile friendliness, usability, site speed, etc. Today, these play a particularly important role in rankings than ever before. User experience has a very high impact on conversions and hence can significantly influence your sale as well as revenue in the long run. The third interesting point about SEO or search is that it's easy to measure. One of the biggest advantages is that you can measure virtually every aspect of your result. You can use Google Analytics to monitor your traffic, your referral sources, your conversions, and any other metric that matter to your business. Now, let me just give you an overview of how your search data looks on Google Analytics. So I'm taking you to Google Analytics, and let us look at the traffic and let us look at the channels. Okay, so what we see here, let me take you to a page that has traffic. Okay, so when you look for your traffic sources, you would get a data, something which looks like this. So there is direct traffic which comes directly to your site. They type in the URL and they just land up. Then there is something called organic search. So this is what we are discussing today. Let's go and look at the breakup of this organic search. So it can be Google, it can be Bing. Now, Google Analytics also gives you interesting statistics in terms of the number of users that came in, with how many of them were new, and some of their behavior on the site, like the bounce rate, the time spent, number of pages they consumed, etc. So what exactly is search engine optimization? We see results, we saw the result page, we know that we search every day. So what exactly is search engine optimization? Search engine optimization, or SEO, is a strategy for improving your site's rankings in the search engine results. Google, Bing, etc. are called search engines. The page you just saw now, that is known as a search engine result page, where we searched for furnitures and we saw some results. On the search results page, on an average, about 10% of the clicks happen on the ads and 10% on the next page link that you see at the bottom of the Google page. Now, a good wholesome 30% happens on the first result that pops up. That is why brands and websites are constantly trying to optimize their pages to be amongst the top 3 search results. For most publishers, 70% of their traffic actually comes from search. Now, you will keep hearing of Google. quite a lot when we talk about search. That's because about 90% of all searches happen on Google. In addition to this, you would also be using Bing, which comes from Microsoft. Bing is the default search tool for most MS Office desktops and laptops. There's also Yahoo Search, there's Ask.com, there's Dogpile, etc. Now, approximately about 15 to 20 percentage of users use Bing and Yahoo. Now, these numbers add up to more than 100. That's because many users use multiple search engines for their search requirements. Now, as a marketer, we focus on the basics of marketing. That is, to be there where the consumer is. Hence, it's important for businesses to be present on search engine results page. When a new brand comes up, their first task is to have their pages listed on search, have their pages what we call as indexed. Then their objective becomes how to get on to page number 1. Then they try to get on to be amongst the top 3 results. And then their effort is concentrated on remaining amongst the top 3 page results. To just show you how big search is, let me take you to this site called Internet Live Stats. So this is the stats for the day. There's about 4.3 billion internet users as on date today, and there's about 4.5 billion Google searches happened today. That's how big search really is and how critical it is for brands. Now, there are some myths associated with search. Let's look at some of them. One is that optimizing Google is sufficient. No, agreed. Google does have the majority of searches happening today, but there is also Bing, there is also Yahoo Search. Normally, as an SEO analyst, one tends to optimize for Google first and then the others. It makes sense to look at your website traffic, understand the current numbers, the volume of search, as well as the growth trends. Look at where they are coming from, and then decide on which search engine to optimize first. Also, many people feel that you can pay and get traffic so as to attain SEO. If your site is optimized for search in terms of on-page, off-page, and technical parameters, you don't really have to pay for it. There's something called black hat SEO, which we will be covering a little later, where many people try to pay and try to get backlinks, etc. Now, this is not really the recommended practice. It might help you in the short term, but it does not help you in the long term. The other myth is that once you do your optimization, you don't have to do anything after that. You're good to go. You don't have to do anything. You just stay back and you just enjoy the fruits of your work. That's not the case because SEO algorithms are constantly evolving. Now, 5 years back, you didn't see local search results first. For example, if you are trying to buy perfumes, Google didn't tell you where to buy perfumes. Hence, you need to keep yourself updated with the changing logic and ensure that your websites stay updated to the changes that's happening in the search engines. Let's start with the fascinating history of search. Now, the history of search is incomplete if I don't touch a little upon the history of World Wide Web. So, Sir Tim Berners-Lee, many of you would already be knowing, invented the World Wide Web in 1999. Now, Mr. Berners-Lee came from Oxford University and he was a software engineer at CERN, CERN, the largest particle physics laboratory near Geneva, Switzerland. Scientists came from all over the world to use its accelerators. But then Sir Tim noticed that they were having difficulty sharing information. So by October 90, Tim had written the 3 fundamental technologies that remain the foundation of today's web. 1. HTML or Hypertext Markup Language. 2. URI, Uniform Resource Identifier. It's a kind of address that is unique and used to identify each resource on the web. Today we know it as URL. Third is HTTP or Hypertext Transfer Protocol. This allows for retrieval of linked resources from the web. Now, 1990 is when the first search engine called Archie came up. It kept an index of file list of all public FTP servers it could find. Excite came from the project Architext, which was started sometime in Feb 93 by a bunch of Stanford undergrad students. Now, they had the idea of using statistical analysis of word relationships to make searching more efficient. Soon, the web's first robot came. In June 93, Matthew Gray introduced the World Wide Web Wanderer. By December 93, there were three full-fledged bot-fed search engines on the web: JumpStation, the World Wide Web Worm, and the repository-based software engineering RBSE Spider. JumpStation gathered info about the title and header from the web pages, and the www worm indexed the titles and the URLs, and the RSB Spider did implement a ranking system. Now, the reason why I'm talking about all this is that today what search engines do learned a lot from all these early developments that happened in the 90s. And in 94, the very famous Jerry Yang and David Filo created the Yahoo directory. And this was a collection of their favorite web pages. And as the number of links grew, they had to reorganize it and make it searchable. Lycos was the next major search development, having been designed at Carnegie Mellon University around July of 94. Lycos went from a catalog of 54,000 documents in July 94 to about 60 million in November 96. And this was much more than any other web search engine of those days. InfoSeek also started out in 94. They really did not bring much innovation to the table, but they tied up with Netscape. If you remember, Netscape was one of the biggest browsers of those days, late 90s, early 2000s, etc. Since Netscape was so popular, InfoSeek got a lot of exposure. 95 also saw LookSmart and AltaVista. AltaVista brought many important features to the web scene, that they were the first to use natural language queries, advanced searching techniques, and they allowed users to add or delete their own URL. They even allowed inbound link checking. Then came Inktomi and Google. They became popular. Inktomi was a leading search engine, and it was even powering MSN search those days. However, they lost out to Google on account of user experience and relevancy, as well as speed of result. Google's history began in 95 when Larry Page met Sergey Brin. In 96, the pair began work on a search engine called Backup. One of the interesting things that Backup utilized was backlinks. It ranked pages using citation notation. That is, if another website B mentions a website A, it would be a vote for website A. The name Backup comes from the algorithm-generated ranking for how many backlinks a page has. This engine worked on a Stanford servers for more than a year before it eventually clogged up the bandwidth and was forced to move. Google.com was registered on September 1997. A little bit about MSN search. Now, MSN relied on something called Overture, LookSmart, as well as Inktomi until Google proved their backlinks mode. MSN search was replaced with Windows Live Search, and later Live Search got rebranded as Bing in 2009.